Oh, you are cuts out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Poker's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. Well, it's been an interesting few days, hasn't it? Pop, pop, bang. We've had Bricktop, the incredible imploding man. God, is Bricktop getting angrier and angrier? I don't know what's happened to Bricktop lately, but he just seems to be getting angrier and he's battening down the hatches, isn't he? And he's having to do more interviews and explain more things than ever, isn't he, on social media? My shoulder's killing me. He's having to explain more things than ever regarding Fury versus Ngannou. A man who, if he walked down the street, nobody would know who he is. A man making his debut as a professional boxer, as a heavyweight. Now, my friend Max, he's 1-1 as a heavyweight, and he's 2 years younger than Ngannou. So he's got more experience in a professional boxing ring than Ngannou. So he's not going to lay a glove on Tyson Fury. They're going to play it out, theatrical as it is. They're going to put bums on seats. They're going to have pop, pop, bang. MI5 are watching me from the moon. You know that leper in loft. I am him. 200 kilo deadlifts with me, Corey. 140 kilo bench press, cold in the morning. Before a pan of veg on hot fire. His words. You know what I mean? Why does Tyson need Frank Warren? Well, he needs Frank Warren at the moment to go out and do a PR job on everything that him and his dad have undone. I bet Frank's pulling what hair he's got out of his head out. What hair he's got left out his head out. Do I feel sorry for Bricktop? No, because he's doing what he's been doing for years. We all remember the Joe Calzaghe story, don't we? I don't like to keep going on about this, but let me just give a rundown of some of these defences. First defence, Branko Sobot. Then you've got Carlos Gimenez, Robin Reed, Rick Foreman, Dave Story, Omar Sheikha, Richie Woodall, Mario Vate, who he knocked out quickly, Will McIntyre, Charlie Brewer, Old Man, Miguel Angel, Jimenez, Tucker Pudwell, lorry driver, Byron Mitchell, ended up with about 11-12 losses, Emger McKirchen, Cabaret Salah, Mario Vite again, already knocked him out once early doors. Evans Ashira, Jeff Lacey, Beaker, Peter Manfredo, light middleweight. Go from Peter Manfredo to Kessler. That's a super middleweight range. Then we've got the old men, haven't we? Hopkins and Jones, who we waited donkey's years for them. Typical what Bricktop does, isn't it? They're going to park Usyk up and rest of them. They're going to get as much money made as they can. Then they're going to put it on when they're old men. But we don't want that, do we? You know, somebody made a good point on here. I forgot your name, but I've just been looking at the comments section on another video. And he said he went out to watch Tyson in Germany and they had to put overtime in. And they went because they weren't really Tyson fans, but a Brit were fighting in Germany. And they wanted to get behind somebody that dethroned Klitschko. And when Tyson dethroned Klitschko, I was like mesmerized. I was like, that for me was like, great. Hairs were standing up on my arms, even though he fumbled his way to a victory. I just wanted them belts off Vladimir, and I felt that was the only way that somebody could do it. Somebody with some really good technical ability, go over there and take him to school and get in his head, and he did all that, and I was like, brilliant. And then, for some reason, they started carrying off him and his old man, and people just went. They rub people up the wrong way. I don't think they get the British mentality. A bit like James De Gale and Ben Whittaker. I don't think they get it. You start rubbing people up the wrong way, that's what happens. Nazim Ahmed, he was a big hero up here. Look what happened when he got loads of money. Look how he started treating people. I'm talking people in the street, young amateurs going to Brendan Ingles' gym. He'd say something to them. And if they said anything back that Naz didn't like, he used to be a bully. He used to be vile to him. And he'd nip, lads, like 12, 13-year-olds. He'd go by him and do that. Really horrible stuff. He's not the first person that's gone up there and done things like that, but that's for another story. But I'm not saying Tyson does that, but once you get to a certain level with money and fame and that, you think you're above everybody. Like Anthony Joshua, he's blaming everybody except himself, isn't he? McCracken. He's blaming Talksport. He's blaming everybody except looking at his team and them around him. Look at who they've put him in with. He's not learnt anything by knocking bums out. What has he learned? He can't even pace himself over 12 rounds, and he's coming 34-year-old, two-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, and he can't pace himself. He's always waiting for a second window frightened to open up before he's had his second wind. It's craziness. Look at the elite fighters that do the rounds. Look how Tyson Fury does the rounds. I don't like to say this because I've already jumped on me, but look how Froch does rounds. Clinton Woods, Robin Reed. They didn't get tired because they've been brought on correctly. Joshua's not been brought on correctly. He's been a cash cow. They wanted to milk it at every opportunity. It's about reversing the low loader on and leaving with all the money. Their words, Hearns and them. Well, now they might just do that, but at the detriment to that kid's career. We're talking about an Olympic gold medalist here that's end days are here now. It's just a case of mopping up the crumbs, and it's all over by the shouting, really, isn't it? It is, isn't it? It's just a case of getting out there and seeing what they can wring out before they all fall out. But getting back to you, Bricktop, what you've done over the years, you palled alt media up. We know your pals are at media going back to early 80s, don't we? We know all that. We know who's hanging out at back of you now, don't we? We'll get him on board. He's got a good job at Fleet Street. We'll get him on board. He's got views, and we'll butter these people up at Fredericks, bit of lunch. We'll pal them all up. That's how it goes. It goes on like that up here. It's all around country, and it's wrong. The media is the problem now. Now it's blowing up in the faces now, isn't it? If you look at these media people around Bricktop now, a lot of them are silent. They don't know what to do. Because when you're in bed with somebody for that long, as soon as you fall out with that person, what happens? You're vulnerable, aren't you? And all them people that are hanging out the back of Bricktop, now their jobs are on the line because people like me and the man in the street are saying, here, you should ask him this, you should ask him that. And they're like, oh, because they're all in bed together. You can't do it. You've seen them stalling, haven't you, when they're asked questions? Who's most underrated boxer, Spencer Oliver? Oh, reeling off a list. Who's the most overrated UK boxer at the moment? Oh, I don't know any. Oh. Then he goes and gives us Herbie Hyde because he didn't like his ring entrances. Herbie Hyde's been retired a 20 stretch, more or less. And he's not active. And you don't see him on an everyday basis, do you? Because he can't get in at shows. Right, because security won't let him in. So you said that, jug ears, as a get out. So get a name, named, who's overrated. I want to hear you. Say a name, jug ears. I want everybody to email, tweet, instant, Instagram, jug ears. Say who do you rate? Who do you think that the saying's overrated in the UK? Who's active now? That didn't say. Because to put on the spot. Now, they let Bricktop go on Talksport, and everybody were in on script except Adam Cattrall, weren't they? He won't bother. Worry, Adam Cattrall, proper media kid, him. All the rest of them, they just want to get too close. They want to be on fringes of it. Look, you don't see Ed Robinson or Andy Scott hanging out the back of these people, do you? The proper journos. The God, you've lost your mind. You used to be a proper journo. Now you want to be everybody's pal. There's no pals in boxing. Do your job. Jesus. Can't none of them ask a proper question. Talksport need to start drafting some Roy Keanes in, don't they? They need a Roy Keane type at boxing, don't we? Don't they? That's what they need. They need something that's going to stick it up these people, not tickle the toes. Look, Bricktop's imploding every single day because he's having to go out there and put crap that they've messed up right, isn't he? And paper over stuff and sort stuff out. But that Tyson and his old man are undoing. But fighting Ngannou is not a game changer. It's the opposite. It's killing it. killing it. Absolutely killing it. Killing it. In fact, it's killed. Nobody wants to see it. A guy making his debut against heavyweight champ. Listen, I won't mind if Tyson had been fighting 4 times this year. Lee fought 4 times, 4 undisputed fights, didn't he? 3 or 4 in a year. And then had a wrestle with that guy for charity. Tyson Fury and fought this year. He's not undisputed and he's not fighting for charity. He's not Ali. And if Bricktop implodes, good, because he's been doing it for years, hasn't he? He's been sticking it to fans years with his lies and his mates in media. But I want to see people on TalkSport put it on him. I want to see some of these media guys, these YouTubers, put it on him. Grow a pair. Don't even get me started about them at seconds out. We're hanging out at back of Frank. And even Umar's lost plot lately, hasn't he? These people are not boxing journalists. They're in-house media guys. Basically, the in-house PR guys. That's what they are. You know, if football media people, right, we're taking drinks off football clubs to go and ask questions and that, and not ask the right ones, because that's what it is. There would be Elon in the sport. Elon, you go when Man United have had a defeat, you go to that press conference on the Friday, the week before the next game or the midweek one, and you watch Alex Ferguson bounce them out one at a time because nobody likes being criticised, do they? But we're paying money out, boxing fans, like that gentleman said earlier. You know, we put overtime in, me and my mates, to go out to jail. Listen, mate, I don't know where you're from, but you sent a text. Email me, porkycore@mail.com, and I'll have you on channel, lads. All right? But he said him and his mates had gone out there because they wanted to get behind a Brit and dethrone Klitschko's. Now, Tyson was screaming about the Klitschko's holding belts, ransom, and this and that, and blah, 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 and whatnot. Well, what is Tyson doing now? He's got his opportunity now, and he's gone back on his word, hasn't he? He's not having this thing going on fight for charity. He's not undisputed champion. He's not defending these belts. He's not even done out this year. He's just going from bad to worse. But like I said, the problem's the media. And you imploding, Bricktop, that's a good thing, isn't it? That's a good thing. It shows you've got passion, but it shows that we're right and you're wrong. You're in this for money, going on about events. You were screaming about events the other week. Oh, the Eddie's only bothered about putting events on, and I'm proper boxing. No, you're not. No, you are not. And you'll be taking your slice of cake out this. You batten hatches down and you wish it'll go away. Well, it ain't going to go away, not on my watch. Because I'm not Spencer Oliver or Gareth A. Davis. I'm cut from a different cloth, Bricktop. Pop, pop, bang. I'll be keeping the pressure on. Don't you worry.